Is FLCL Alternative as bad as everyone thinks? Well, yes, but also no, but also yes. As of right now, I've watched every single spin-off season of Fooly Cooly except for Shoegaze, and I must emphasize spin-off season because I refuse to believe that any of these seasons are anything but tangentially related to the original. But of all of these new seasons, I think I have to say that so far, Alternative is probably my favorite? Well, without further ado, let's get into this. So Alternative was produced once again by Production IG as well as Toho. I'm not going to bore you with this stuff since they also made Progressive. I'm also going to get into some specifics with this one, so fair warning, there will be spoilers throughout this video. Alternative suffers from not living up to the original, but I'll give it a kinda pass this time since it seems like it actually attempted to do something unique. It still heavily relies on the original concept. However, unlike Progressive and Grunch, instead of just copying the original and making it worse, Alternative chooses to tell its own story. That story is the story of Kana Komoto, a girl who doesn't want the world to change, and how it affects her and those around her, namely her close friends. Supermodel, Fat Acceptance, and Turtleneck. Unlike Progressive, which didn't seem to know which characters and when to focus on them, Alternative hard focuses on these four girls. It's paced so much better, yet there are still issues here and there. For instance, Hijiri starts off incredibly strong with a solid potential as a character. However, most of the meaningful screen time she has is in her episode 2, and she just kind of exists after that. Mo-san, on the other hand, who by the way is my favorite character, has a lot of time in comparison to flesh out her hardworking and motivated personality. She also is fucking fat, and that's funny to me. Of the three supporting characters, she definitely seemed like she was the most developed, and that leaves Pets probably the most controversial character. I love her character design. What can I say? I love the oversized turtleneck aesthetic. As much as I like her sense of fashion, her character felt neglected until they needed her, which is really, really bad considering how she was pretty crucial to the climax of the season.
You make things worse!
I'm sorry.
Stop apologizing. I want you to do something about it. And don't get me started on Sasaki. Did you even know that I used to be interested in him? I never said anything because you liked him, then you just threw him away. All you ever care about is yourself!
Allow me to further elaborate. All four girls had one episode that primarily focused on them, and in each of these episodes kinda butted into their problems and made them her own. She attempted to make things better because she's a good friend, and she's altruistic. However, altruism is a concept that doesn't actually exist. One does not do good for others without a gain for themselves. You can argue with me in the comments below, but let me ask you this. The last time you did something good for no reason, how did you feel afterward? Did you feel accomplished? Did you feel good about yourself?
Did you get that dopamine rush?
Because you were doing it for yourself?
You were doing it for yourself?
Of course, this would be a great theme if Haruka didn't just outright say it.
Why did you decide to help me?
Whoa, self-centered much? I'm not doing this for you or anything.
Sorry, my bad.
No one ever does anything for anyone else. Everyone only does things for themselves.
And I bring this up because throughout the whole series, Kana isn't butting into her friends' problems because she cares, she's doing it because she's afraid of losing them. It could be argued that those actions did come from a place of genuine caring, but as my favorite saying goes, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Pets saw through this charade, and the implied resentment that had been building up over time caused an outburst, ultimately ending their friendship. It was a pretty good scene, but it could have been so much better had we known more about Pets' friendship with Kana and the crew. When all is said and done, that choice may have been intentional, to show the viewers how neglectful Kana is as a friend. However, I personally believe that not emphasizing the friendship between Pets and Kana until the very end of the series kind of ruined any impact. When it comes to the art direction of Alternative, I don't think it should be even considered a sequel to Fooly Cooly. There is a complete lack of experimental animation, and there is no balance of wackiness and serious material. It's honestly closer to a slice of life anime with a light FLCL paint job and the pillows as background music. The best way I can put this is that Fooly Cooly Alternative feels very tame. I'll be honest with you, I kinda liked it, but at the same time I will say that it's not a good sequel. Since it wasn't artistically captivating, I found myself more invested in the characters. This was to the point where I would have liked to see a couple more episodes to flesh them out. The typical FLCL brand stuff, like robot smashing and Haruko, took second place to seeing how these kids lived out their lives. And to be frank, that was the feeling I got after my second viewing of the original Fooly Cooly, when I paid attention to the story rather than the spectacle. Perhaps that's the best way to describe Fooly Cooly Alternative. Fooly Cooly without the spectacle. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I do see the potential for an anime-like alternative to have been something very unique. I kind of wish they didn't have the FLCL branding. Of course, this would require heavy rewrites, but it would also give the studio more freedom to tell a story they actually want to tell. Is FLCL a bad sequel? Yes, but it did feel like it had the potential to be a good coming-of-age anime. I'll be real with you, after seeing Fooly Cooly Alternative, I won't say I'm impressed, but I appreciate that they tried to do something else. And it just really makes me want to see something that feels like Fooly Cooly, but doesn't try to be Fooly Cooly.